She said if you really love me you should trust me completely. In the meeting room she smiled brightly. She wore a light pink suit standing at the front. I was a senior engineer at the company. She was the newly appointed Chief Innovation Officer. Instantly there was a sense of conflict between us. Her words felt like knives scraping through glass. The colleagues around us smiled in agreement. The management team exchanged glances in the corner. I knew that behind the smile danger was lurking. My office was near the server room door. The sound of the fan in the server room hummed day and night. I knew the breath of every server. I had fixed emergency billing errors in the dead of night. I had written automatic patches that no one understood. I maintained the company's most fragile nerves. She said she wanted to replace the old system with a cloud solution. She wanted to make the team more energetic and younger. I didn't respond immediately and remained silent. There was a low-level sense of panic in the crowd. After the meeting that day, I was called to HR for a talk. The documents they handed me gleamed with an official shine. Inside the document were words like restructuring and role adjustments. She signed the contract without reading that one page of terms. That page granted me ownership of the scripts. I kept those scripts and added timestamps. I knew that at a crucial moment these scripts would speak. I also knew that the company relied on these automatic patches to survive. The days of restructuring were always silent and dangerous. I didn't cry at home but sat quietly at my keyboard. At midnight I tested the backup recovery. I exported the logs to my personal encrypted drive for safekeeping. Every warning and ignored detail was recorded by me. I wrote down every detail of the incidents that were overlooked. I took screenshots of the deleted contracts and archived them. I built a final security exit plan. Not to threaten but to back up for my own liberation. The plan had withdrawal permissions and rollback scripts. It had a severance link for fatal errors. It had a trigger timer for crucial windows. I knew this was the bottom line and also the final defense line. She was pushing an unfounded fantasy in the company. Her team was full of polished surfaces and empty rhetoric. They viewed replacing the old system as a personal stepping stone, ignoring the hidden costs of actual operations. The progress of the restructuring began to have a clear timeline. They planned a large-scale launch next month. The launch window was chosen for the early morning switch on Wednesday. That week everyone was working overtime saying this was the final push. I had prepared my evidence and my scripts. On the launch day I stayed at home and didn't participate in the celebration. I opened my computer and watched the company status board's live stream. The first error message rang out like a preset bell. API calls started returning 500 error codes. The order system had abnormal duplicate billing transactions. Customers encountered deadlocks when logging in due to authentication failure. The outsourcing team on the other end of the screen was flustered. They tried to roll back but the rollback script failed. The console showed missing critical patches and rollback permissions. In an instant, all eyes were directed toward the server room. I saw the CEO grab the phone as he walked down the hallway. I heard someone in the monitoring room shout to find Claire. I didn't immediately show up at the company, I was observing the situation. I didn't want to be a part of the intense emotions. I knew the real impact would take time to unfold. The outside world began to receive notifications that clients were suspending orders. Supply chain nodes stopped, and logistics began to break down. News reports featured vague coverage of system failures. On social media, our automated replies were mocked. Their marketing robots used internal slogans to respond. The CEO's assistant emailed asking for an urgent meeting. They focused like guns on the vacant positions. Aspen was frantically tapping the tablet in front of the server. Her tone shifted from confidence to panic and helplessness. She texted saying we needed Claire's help. She offered paid support and personal apology scripts. My fingers paused on the keyboard but I didn't respond immediately. I had already prepared the recovery plan and would no longer work for free. I opened the encrypted drive and uploaded the key logs to multiple locations. I sent the ignored contract terms to the legal team. I submitted the evidence of the deleted documents to the audit. I presented the proof of ownership of the automatic repair scripts to the board. They froze in the meeting room, unable to digest the facts before them. Aspen felt the fear of betrayal for the first time. She started calling me, her voice trembling. She begged me not to make things public. I responded calmly, saying I only wanted to see reform. I wanted to see them admit their mistakes and correct their processes. I didn't accept money or a job offer. I only wanted a reasonable apology and system changes. External lawyers investigated the contracts and compliance issues. The audit found expired third-party authorizations. Suppliers confirmed emergency recovery clauses had been ignored. The board began to question the over-reliance on the family faction's judgment. Clients filed breach of contract claims demanding compensation. The PR team tried to control public opinion, but the truth shattered their efforts. Aspen's reputation collapsed quickly on social media. Her personal account was bombarded with comments from old colleagues. Someone posted a screenshot where she suggested deleting documents. Someone shared an audio recording of her earlier disregard for compliance. I didn't leak any information, just submitted the evidence chain. The board held an extended meeting to discuss executive accountability. The CEO looked grim and had to promise transparent investigations on camera. Internal emails began to appear, adding context to my past contributions. Those who had once looked down on me now began praising my name. I wasn't moved by the belated praise. I had my bottom line and demanded systemic change. The audit required the restoration of all my patches and proof of ownership. The legal team called for a technical briefing. The company's executives invited me to present the facts at the audit meeting. I organized all the logs and prepared to face the board and lawyers. When I walked into the cold meeting room, my steps were steady. I had no anger, only clear facts and timelines. I explained each warning record with evidence. I showed the expired contracts and deleted compliance documents. I explained the dangers of an untested cloud migration. I didn't exaggerate, just stated the facts. The board lowered their heads and exchanged uncomfortable glances. The legal department's notebooks were filled with detailed notes of every word I spoke. At the end of the meeting, the board decided to suspend Aspen's duties. She was placed on administrative leave pending investigation. Some leaders began to regret their decision. Some colleagues privately apologized to me. I didn't accept personal apologies, I only demanded systemic corrections. The company promised to review its document management and compliance processes. They agreed to set up a technology governance committee. This committee would prevent arbitrary power changes. The media reported on the incident, focusing on the decision-making failures.